Hi, good morning, Store Nation. Good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day it is for you right now. You'll notice over my right-hand shoulder, there is a Christmas tree. Well, it's not a walking, talking. It's a talking Christmas tree. When you go past it, it starts singing Christmas carols. It's been banished from my house because the wife does not like it. She thinks it's tacky. Why is that a problem? She don't like tinsel either. What person don't like tinsel? Ah, it's an argument we have every single year when we get Christmas decorations out. No tinsel. What? No tinsel? You boring. So I'm going to put tinsel everywhere around here. I know it's only, when I'm recording this, it's only 9th of November, but we will have loads and loads of tinsel and everything. And I've already started. I love Christmas. Bloody love it. I'm a great big kid. Anyway, today's episode, we are talking monthly figures for Clough Rd. Today, by the way, 9th of November, we did 2 reservations, baby, at Clough Rd. I know it's not massive, but it's a step in the right direction because the main thing is in November and December, and well, the fourth quarter really, is that we do not want to be negative square foot. That's the aim for this quarter, not negative. Was already 1,455 square foot up at Willoughby last month, and I think we're about 200 square foot down at the minute, come the 9th of November. So if we can get through this quarter even, then it's not too bad. Okay, so Clough Rd. It's a bane of my life, I tell you. Not the bane of my life, but as I've already told you in the weekly figures, we take 2 steps forward and 2 steps back, or 3 steps forward and 4 steps back. We're just stagnant. We're stagnant. So we'll have a look. We'll have a deep dive into these figures and see what we can see if there's any data that stands out to us, right? Amount of quotes, 58. As I've already said in Wednesday's episode, I wouldn't take too much notice of the quotes because it was half and half this month, half showing prices and half not. So at the minute we are showing prices on our website, and so therefore there's going to be less quotes because that means when they get in contact with you. So we can only really go off that when it's a full month. So it's 1.87 quotes per day. Number of reservations was 29 reservations. So that means quotes to reservations is 50%. Even my maths can work that out. And move-ins, we had 28 move-ins, which is a conversion rate of 48.28%. I did that maths in my head. Absolutely all up there it was. So not too bad. I suppose October, I'll get to the figures in a minute, but it's not too bad, I don't think. Cancelled reservations, we only had 1 cancelled reservation for some reason. Oh no, I was going to say the booked and cancelled straight away, but that was last week, which is November. So so only 3.45% of our reservations actually cancelled, which isn't too bad. Okay, so this is more what I expect to see in the marketing. Google, we had 35 inquiries. That is 60%. 35 inquiries from Google. Yes, that's correct. 60% of our overall inquiries, but we only moved in 1,035 square foot, which happened to be 41% of our overall square foot. So even though Google was 60% of our inquiries, it was only amounted to 41% of the square foot moved in. By the way, we moved in, new square foot was 2,545 square foot, and we had people taking extra rooms, etc. So it was 2,995 square foot overall. Word of mouth was 4, and that was word of mouth was 4. That's 7% of inquiries. However, it was 6% of square foot moved in. Now we'd expect that to be more word of mouth. You'd expect, because it's word of mouth, it's a hot lead because somebody's give their personal recommendation, almost like a testimonial to somebody, their social proof, then you'd expect it to be more. So it's a small sample size, so we'd expect that to grow next month. Signs is 17. That is 29% of our overall inquiries. However, it was only 10% of our overall square foot. Again, you'd expect that to be more because if you're seeing signs and you're local, and therefore you'd expect them to convert higher. Used before was 0, and we had 2% of our overall square foot moved in. So we had a customer that's used us before. We've only been open 10, 11 months as users before and come back. So that's pretty good. Social media, 2%, which is 3.45% of our inquiries. However, surprisingly, no square foot moved in from social media again. Let's have a look here. I've got a note here. I'm noticing that if you add up all them, the percentage of square foot, then it is only... Oh, I get it. Yeah, so again, take all that with a bit of a pinch of salt as well. Prices went online on 11th of October, so only 58 quotes from 1st to 10th. Move-in data, we don't have any data for the 11 moves-ins, which was 985 square foot, because basically they did it online, and with Storer, for whatever reason, Storer doesn't deem this information necessary, which, I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know the Stora platform intimately myself, but from what I've been told from the guys, I could be at Stora. If I'm wrong, I apologize. But my guys can't seem to find it, and they say that they can't put in where you hear about the market. Where did you hear about us? Which is, in my opinion, gnats, because you want to know where your customers come from. Again, apologize, Stora, if you do have that in there. And by the way, I know Stora, that they are obsessed with improving that platform, and it will get there. It's just that they can only do so many improvements at a time. They can't do everything for everybody. And so one of the big improvements that we need to know is, where do people come from? Because if it is Google, then we can spend more money on Google. If it is word of mouth, it is signs, it is used before. If it's social media, then we can spend more money on that. It's vital for any of your B2B or B2C, business to business or business to consumer customers, consumer customers. Then it's vital that you actually know where your customers have come from, because you can do more what's working and less of what's not. So at the minute, we don't have that data. So in essence, that marketing data there, it's probably worthless, actually, that I've read out, because it's pretty much, it's harsh. Because I don't know, because obviously we haven't got the data from the 11th of November. So anyway, right. So Google ad spend. Google ad spend for both sites was 4,148, as you know. So it's around about £2,075 on each site, Clough Rd and Willoughby, because they're both in Hull. And that means that it was £175 for the cost of moving on Clough Rd. Quite high compared to Willoughby. Quite high indeed. £175 per moving. Still, we're still making money on that, but we want it to be lower than that. It's just obviously a small sample size. And it's £2 per square foot. And if you look at Willoughby, it was a lot less. However, don't forget that this is Google ad spend. We're looking, again, this is probably wrong then. This is, this data, it's not correct, because we haven't got the marketing data. We've only 985 square foot, 11 movings. We don't know where they come from. So yes, it looks very, very high, but some of those movings will have come from Google. We know at least 40% of those movings would have come from Google, because that's what percentage of the up until the 11th was. So I'm expecting that, so forget that. It would be a lot less. Even if it was that, it wouldn't be disastrous. And I believe that you will be looking about £200 per moving in 5 years' time. In America, when you're using Square Foot, one of the aggregator sites, for the masterminds that I'm in, they seem to believe that £250 per moving is good. And we're, at the minute, Willoughby's last month was at £100 per moving. That's it. And they're at 250. So it's a crazy increase, isn't it? So think yourself lucky right now, because I promise you, the more and more self-storage facilities that come online, the more and more that people will certainly start to compete with you on pay-per-clicks, and therefore the cost per click will be more, and you'll have to pay more for it. So make hay while the sun is out, and the sun is definitely out on self-storage in this country right now. Please believe me that the marketing costs will just get more and more expensive. And then we might have to start finding new innovative ways of finding customers. And at the minute, it sounds a bit lazy, but we don't need to, because Google works so bloody well for us. However, if you're reliant on one traffic source, which we're not, but it's a significant amount, even 40% of traffic is a significant amount, then if you're relying on that one source, then it's painful if it ever goes. For example, I had loads of businesses that I had Facebook marketing. I used to do Facebook marketing all the time, and all of a sudden my Facebook ad campaigns were shut down, and I've been blocked and banned, and I'm like, what the hell have I done wrong? And Facebook don't bloody tell you. And I'm not saying Google are as difficult as Facebook to deal with, because they're not. Google are very, very helpful, but you can still get your ad account banned. And if you do that, holy shit, you're in trouble. So anyway, doomsday. Right, so we had 28 move-ins last month. That was 2,545 of new square foot, and we had around about 550 square foot of people taking extra rooms, 450 actually. So square foot in total moved in was 2,995 square foot, and square foot moved out. Before I tell you that, just what I'm going to do for you guys, I'm going to publicly announce it now. What I'm going to do, I believe in a week or so's time, I'm going to do a podcast And I get so many people asking me this, that, and the other, so many questions, and I feel bad because I am shit at replying. I am shit. I'm terrible. I know I am. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I really want to be better. I really mean to be better. And I think, oh yeah, I'll reply, and then I forget. So I do feel bad, and I want to help. I love helping. It means the world to me. I got a WhatsApp message from somebody who said that their site is now gone to 92% full, and he said he couldn't have done it without me and all this. And I was like, oh, I even sent that message to my mum. I took a picture of it and sent it to mum and said, "Mum, look, look." And it made me so happy because I know that I'd had a positive impact on that guy's life and his business. And obviously, if your business is going well, and guess what, your life is easier, because if your business isn't going very well, then it bloody kills you. It can kill you inside, and you're present, but you're not present with your family. All you're thinking about is work, work, work. And so I really do want to give back. I want to give back. I love it. I really do. And so what I'm going to do is open up my calendar, and I'm going to do, first off, I'm going to do one day where I speak to as many people, whoever wants to book in can book in 50-minute segments. And I'm going to open up a calendar, and then I'm going to do a full day of calls with people. It's going to be one Wednesday, I believe, and then it depends how it goes. I might do it every single month. And by the way, it's me opening a consultancy or anything like that, nothing to do with that, but I just genuinely want to help. And if I can help by a 15-minute, and by the way, I can learn off other people as well. You're always learning. Somebody said something to me the other day, and I never even thought of it in self-storage. I was like, holy shit, that's brilliant. I'm going to use that. And now I can't remember it. I've written it down and we're starting to implement it, but I can't remember right now what it was. And so, yeah, I'm a big advocate of putting good out there, helping people. I always think it'll come back around. Always. Karma. And so if I can help people, if anybody's got any questions. So anyway, I'll do a whole podcast about that. I think it's going out. When this goes out, it's Friday. I've already recorded next week's episodes. But then the week after, so a week on Wednesday, it will be out, and then I'll put, and it'll be probably the following week when I actually do the open up thing. Let's have a look. Let's get these dates up. Right, I'm sorry. Here we go. Right, so it'll come out Friday. So then the next Wednesday is that. So it'll probably be the 30th of November. So get it in your calendar. St. Andrew's Day. That is when I will be doing the full day of questions and answers and helping people out, hopefully. And yeah, that's good. Yep, the full day I am giving to you guys. Anyway, right, we'll talk about it in another podcast a week on Wednesday. Right, so where was I? 575 square foot net result. So that's pretty good. The problem is that it seems like on the monthly figures that we seem to be gaining most months. But the problem is with Storer. Sorry, I feel real bad. The problem is with Storer is that when you actually, somebody's done the paperwork and filled in all the paperwork, it goes in as a move-in. And even though they haven't yet moved in. And so they're not actually moved in, but it looks like on figures they've moved in. And so when you compare, okay, month to month to month, you can never get an accurate reading because it's not an actual move-in, even though you've reserved a room and they've done all the paperwork, but they're waiting to come in like, I don't know, a week's time or 2 weeks' time, whatever it is. But if they've done the paperwork, then they're moved in. The classes are moving. And that's tough. That's because you can't allocate them a room. You can't reserve a room without doing an official move-in. And so even though they haven't moved in for 2 weeks, it counts on your conversion rate. It counts in your total square footage, which I think that, again, it's horses for courses. It's whatever other people are used to. We've been used to a completely different way where we only count somebody when they've actually moved in. And then we can get an absolute accurate square footage taken, net square footage taken at that time. When I'm telling you on a Tuesday, when we do these figures, I don't know the exact move-ins. When I say that we've got this occupancy, I don't know if that's people moved in or if that's people who have done the paperwork as well. So it could be 9,000 square foot of people moved in, but 400 square foot of people who have done the paperwork. And then, so it just confuses matters. And I'd rather know exactly who's in and who's not. I don't want to count the people who's reserved and done the paperwork because they haven't moved in yet. They could still not turn up. They could still, not come. They could still cancel or expire or something could happen. And I only want to count people who's actually in my facility. But when you look at the square footage month on month, here we go. So we haven't had a negative month. Even so, I say it's a pain in my ass is this self-storage. But if you look at it, then we've been up on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. we've been open 10 months. This is the 10th month. And if we look at it, then we moved in. Our net result in the first month was 550 square foot. Our net result in the second, oh no, sorry, this is net square foot occupied. Right, okay. So net for the first month, it was nearly the first month. Well, it's 550. And then it was 925 the month after that. It was 550 we opened in back end of 1 month. So the first full month was 350 and we took 200 square foot before that. And then it was 925 net. Then it was 1430 net. Then it was 2,565 net. And then it was 1960 net. Then it was 460 net. Then it was 65 net. Then it was 585 net. Then it was 220 net. So we didn't go up very much on that one. And then it was 575 net this month. So if you look on the face of that, it's good. It really is good. So we're doing an average of 910 square foot a month. That is phenomenal. But when I go on my store and I keep saying, well, it's only gone up 0.01%, it's frustrating. But when you look at the actual facts, the net square foot actually occupied, when you don't confuse matters by somebody's reserved, somebody moved in, somebody haven't, and then because it's not like for like all the time, that hopefully you get where I'm coming from. It's actually really good. It really, really is really good. Although I do think there's a problem here. I think I found a mistake on one of them. The amount net square foot doesn't match. Oh, does it? Let's have a look. 585. No, it doesn't. It doesn't quite match. So there seems to be a problem with one of the nets on the figures, but only marginal. So it obviously does matter, but it's a nominal figure. It's not much. So overall, yeah, 900 square foot a month is still really, really good. Really, if you look on the face, I get not down. I get should be doing better. But if we look at the 10 months, 900 square foot on average a month net. I'll take that. I'll take that every single day of the week. We only our projections predicted 500 square foot, so we're nearly double what we said was going to be. We're exactly 55.7% full, which is good. And yeah, the average unit size is 83 square foot. The churn rate is massive, 26% churn this month. Last month was 24, the month before that was 22, it was 22, 17, 14, 10, 10, 20. So the churn rate is higher when you first start because you've got less square foot and people moving in, moving out. There's no stability. The more mature a site is, the more stable it is. Right, I'm going to look at that. I find that really, really fascinating. I love that. That is one of the bugs, not bugs. And by the way, I just think Store have chosen to do it that way. Right, I'll have to ask Gavin Shields what the reason is why he's chosen to do it that way, because for me, I personally don't like it. Other people might like it. It might be better for other people. Right, so let's have a look. So total square foot occupied is 9,815. Let's have a look what we've got here. Yep, so 9,815 square foot. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, sorry. So we're nearly 1,000 square foot. I was forgetting another column then. So yeah, we're nearly 1,000 square foot a month, which is bloody awesome. I don't know why I'm like, oh, it's so bad. It's purely because of that reservation thing. When we reserve someone's unit and actually allocate them to a unit, then it's counted as a move-in. It's not move-in. We haven't moved in. Some people aren't moving in for a month, and so we've already counted them as a move-in. So it distorts the figures massively. Right. To my little moan, we'll get back to it. So we have 33 move-ins. We have had 28 move-outs. So we've got 110 internal rooms occupied. We've got 2 containers in, 2 containers out. So we've got 8 containers occupied. We have got 9,815 square foot occupied, and we're 55.7% full. The actual revenue, including VAT, we took £16,262.29, which was £2,471 down from the previous month. Insurance sold this month is £5,642 of average per move-in, and we sold £158,000 of insurance. The store average is £4,305, which is rubbish. Rubbish, I tell you. I don't know why it's so low. Might have to look at, insurance levels, insurance minimums. Clough Rd. That's my job next week. Because if you have a minimum, obviously, because it's a manless facility, people can do it all online, and people will always take the minimum. And so we've got to make sure that I think we probably have to look at increasing the minimums. But obviously, I'll keep you guys informed, because insurance is a lovely, lovely way to make more money. Because the headline people are looking for is how much does it cost to store with you? The subtitle is the insurance. So sometimes you can be a little, not sneaky is the wrong word, and it's completely the wrong word, because you're making people correctly insure their goods. Because I know I'd take the lowest amount available, the lowest amount up there, and it is the wrong thing to do, because if you've got a Ferrari, you wouldn't insure it for 10 grand. Although if it was a minimum insurance, you did it automatically on the checkout page online, you'd probably think, do you know what? I'm not going to crash it. 10 grand. And so, some people would, you get my point. Maybe you wouldn't do it for a Ferrari, I don't know. And so you will always try to save money. And so that's maybe where we need to look at minimum insurances at Clough Rd. I'm going to get that to £5,000 minimum. By hook or by crook, I will get that to £5,000. Okay, guys, I love you. I appreciate you. And I'll see you later. Don't forget, Wednesday, November 30th, it's our day, me and you together. We're going to put the wells to rights, and we're going to increase your revenue on your business. Any questions answered? And if I can't answer them, I'll tell you. I probably can't answer them. Probably no good, but I'll know a man who can. I'll point you in the right direction. All right, guys, girls, have a wonderful day, and I'll speak to you later.